U.S. Citizenship Test explained. The meaning of citizenship, rights, and community.
Welcome back to Pathway to Citizenship, where history meets storytelling and nerves turn into confidence. Tonight, we're focusing on one of the hardest challenges people face with the citizenship test, memorizing important facts and dates. And, of course, with me is Mark, our brave guest.
Brave, I'd say forgetful. My brain is like a colander. Everything falls right through.
Perfect. Then tonight, we're going to plug those holes. You see, the secret isn't memorization, it's memory techniques. You don't need to be a historian. You just need tricks.
Good. Because right now, the only trick I have is writing answers on sticky notes and putting them all over my fridge.
That's not bad, but let's make the fridge into a whole memory palace. Have you heard of the memory palace technique?
Sounds like a video game level.
In a way, it is. Imagine your house. Every room becomes a space where you place information. So, for example, if you want to remember that the Constitution was written in 1787, you could imagine walking into your kitchen and seeing a giant clock stuck at 17 to 87, which doesn't even exist. The strangeness makes it memorable.
So instead of forcing numbers into my brain, I build crazy mental images.
Exactly. Strange, vivid, even funny. Let's try another. The Declaration of Independence was adopted July 4th, 1776. Picture fireworks exploding inside your living room, but instead of normal fireworks, they spell 1776 across the ceiling. And Thomas Jefferson is standing on your couch, writing with a giant quill pen.
That is a wild living room.
But you won't forget it. That's the point.
Okay. Let's test it. Constitution, kitchen clock stuck at 1787, Declaration of Independence, fireworks in my living room with Jefferson on the couch. Yeah, that works.
See? The test officer doesn't care if you used Jefferson in your imagination. They just want the date.
That makes me feel like history is less boring.
Exactly. History is a series of stories, not just numbers. Take the Emancipation Proclamation issued in 1863. Imagine Abraham Lincoln bursting into your bathroom while you're brushing your teeth, holding a paper that says freedom on it. You'd remember that, right?
I'd definitely remember Lincoln in my bathroom.
Good. And that's how you tie memory to surprise.
So if I'm asked, when was the Declaration of Independence adopted? I just replay the fireworks show in my head.
Yes, you visualize the story and the answer appears naturally.
I think I'm starting to get it.
That's the first secret. Turn dates into living pictures. The second secret, use patterns.
Patterns.
Numbers love patterns. For example, the Constitution, 1787. The Bill of Rights was added in 1791. That's just 4 years later, like your younger sibling showing up to the party. Remembering the order becomes easier. Big Brother Constitution, 1787. Little Brother Bill of Rights, 1791.
I like that. Siblings in history.
Same with presidential terms. Presidents serve 4 years, senators 6, representatives 2. Think of it like cell phone contracts. 4-year contract for the president, 6-year contract for a senator, and a short 2-year trial plan for representatives.
Oh wow, that sticks.
That's the trick. Turn boring numbers into real-life connections.
Anne, this is actually fun.
See? Once you build a memory map, history stops being trivia. It becomes a storybook you can walk through.
Okay, Anne, I'm with you so far, but here's my problem. Dates. They all blur together. 1776, 1787, 1863, 1941, it's like a soup of numbers.
Perfect. Then let's turn that soup into a timeline, and not a boring classroom timeline, a story timeline. Imagine you're on a road trip through U.S. history. Each landmark is a date.
Okay, let's go.
First stop, 1776. That's when the Declaration of Independence was adopted. Imagine you're at a July 4th barbecue. Instead of hot dogs, everyone's eating scrolls of paper with independence written on them. Fireworks spell out 1776 in the sky.
Weird, but deliciously weird.
Next, 1787, the Constitutional Convention. Imagine you drive into a big city, and the skyscrapers are made of giant pieces of paper with rules written on them. Founding fathers are in hard hats like construction workers, putting beams in place.
Constitution as a skyscraper. I like that.
Then 1863, Civil War raging. Lincoln stands on a hill waving the Emancipation Proclamation. Instead of a normal flag, it's a giant toothbrush.
Wait, why a toothbrush?
Because you'll never forget Lincoln barging into your bathroom earlier. We're linking the memory. The weirder, the better.
Got it. Toothbrush Lincoln, 1863.
Then 1941, Pearl Harbor. Picture yourself on a beach in Hawaii when suddenly airplanes drop not bombs, but giant calendars that all say December 7th, 1941. They splash into the water like surfboards.
Oh, that's wild.
And finally, 2001, September 11th. Imagine 2 giant towers made of playing cards collapsing while people gasp. You'll remember the shock of that image, even in your imagination.
I feel goosebumps just picturing it.
Exactly. We don't just memorize, we feel. Emotion locks memory.
Okay, let me try to recite them. 1776, Declaration Fireworks. 1787, Constitution Skyscraper. 1863, Lincoln with a Toothbrush Proclamation. 1941, Pearl Harbor calendars splashing. 2001, Towers of Cards falling.
Perfect. That's 5 major dates locked in your brain.
And for the first time, it doesn't feel impossible.
You're on your way. And here's the bigger point. The U.S. Citizenship Test isn't just a quiz. It's a story of freedom, struggle, and growth. When you memorize dates this way, you're not just passing, you're living the journey.
That makes me feel proud already.
And that's the goal. By the end of our series, you won't just know the answers, you'll feel them.
Your rights as a U.S. citizen, explained simply.
So, Mark, in part 1, we built your memory palace and your history road trip. Feeling more confident about dates?
Honestly, yes. I went from I'll never remember 1787 to imagining a skyscraper convention in my brain. It's weird, but it works.
Perfect. Now let's take it a step further. You see, memorization gets easier when you play with the material. The brain loves games.
Okay, I'm ready, but I warn you, I'm very competitive.
Good. Let's turn your competitiveness into a study tool. Here's a simple game, question twist. I'll ask you a standard test question, and you answer. But you have to give the answer in a creative way, like a mini story or joke.
Oh, so not just 1776, Declaration of Independence, but something fun.
Exactly. Let's try it. Question 1. When was the Declaration of Independence adopted?
July 4th, 1776. That's when Jefferson signed the Freedom Fireworks contract, and the sky spelled 1776 in giant letters.
Beautiful. You gave the answer, but you also wrapped it in imagery. That's how it sticks. Ready for another. When was the Constitution written?
1787. The Founding Fathers were basically in hard hats, constructing a skyscraper made of rules.
See? That's way more fun than dry memorization. Want to make it harder?
Bring it on.
Okay. What did the Emancipation Proclamation do?
Easy. Lincoln barged into my bathroom while I was brushing my teeth and said, "Surprise, you're free," which, by the way, I'm never going to forget.
Perfect. You're not just memorizing facts, you're entertaining yourself. That's how comedians remember routines, actors remember lines, and yes, how students remember test answers.
I love this. It's like I'm rehearsing a one-man play.
Exactly. And that's another trick. Treat studying like rehearsing a script. If you repeat your answers with rhythm and performance, you'll lock them in.
So if I sit in my living room, pretending I'm at the test, saying, July 4th, 1776, Freedom Fireworks, I'm not crazy. I'm studying.
Absolutely. You're building muscle memory for your brain.
I can get behind that. I like feeling like I'm part of a performance, not just an exam.
And the best part, the officer doesn't mind if you're animated. They just want the correct answer. But if acting it out helps you recall it, that's a win.
So basically, turn boring questions into improv comedy.
Yes, and here's another game. Link the chain. You take one answer and connect it to another. For example, the Declaration of Independence in 1776 leads to the Constitution in 1787, which leads to the Bill of Rights in 1791. Each event is a link in the chain.
Like dominoes, falling in order.
Exactly. And if one piece gets fuzzy, the other helps you remember.
That's brilliant. Because sometimes I forget the exact number, but if I know the sequence, I can work backwards.
That's the trick. Dates don't live alone, they live in families.
Families I can actually remember. Wow.
So, how are you feeling?
Like I'm winning a game show instead of studying for a test.
That's the goal. Turn study into play, and the answers will follow you into the exam naturally. Now, Mark, let's crank it up another notch. You've got the memory palace, the history road trip, and the study games. But there's one more powerful tool, role play.
Oh, do I have to act like George Washington now?
Not quite. We're going to role play the citizenship officer. I'll play the officer, and you'll be you. The difference is, I'll challenge you like they might. No warning, no multiple choice, just direct questions.
Oh boy. Okay, let's do it.
Good morning, Mark. Are you ready for your civics test?
Good morning, officer. Yes, I'm ready.
Question 1. When was the Constitution written?
1787, during the big skyscraper convention in Philadelphia.
Good. Next, who was president during the Great Depression and World War II?
Franklin Roosevelt. He was like America's coach during the hardest season, keeping the team together and fighting two major games at once.
Nice analogy. Okay, when is the last day you can send in federal income tax forms?
April 15th, Tax Day, aka the day everyone collectively sighs.
Correct. Name one war fought by the United States in the 1900s.
World War II, the one with the axis of three, Germany, Japan, Italy.
Excellent. And finally, what happened on September 11th, 2001?
Terrorist attacks on the United States, the day the Twin Towers collapsed.
Perfect. You see how smoothly you answered, with both facts and little hooks?
Yeah, it actually felt like a conversation, not a firing squad.
That's exactly it. Officers aren't trying to trap you. They're just checking that you know the basics. If you answer clearly and confidently, they move on.
But what if I blank?
Then you take a breath and use your hooks. For example, if you blank on 1787, you think, wait, Constitution, that skyscraper convention, oh yes, 1787, your imagination saves you.
Makes me feel less panicked.
Exactly. Role play helps because it gets you comfortable hearing the questions out loud, not just reading them.
So I should practice with friends or family, acting like officers.
Absolutely. Even a child could quiz you. They'll love pretending to be officer serious while you answer, and every time you get smoother.
I can already picture my nephew shouting, "When was the Declaration adopted?" while holding a toy badge.
And you'll answer with a smile, July 4th, 1776. That's how you build confidence.
I like it. Studying turns into play, role play turns into confidence, and confidence turns into passing the test.
Exactly. The whole journey is about transforming fear into fun.
You make it sound like I might actually enjoy this test.
That's the idea. Citizenship isn't just a requirement, it's a celebration. And every date, every fact, is a piece of the story you're joining.
I like that perspective. Makes the test feel less like a wall, more like a doorway.
Perfectly said.
We the People. What makes America strong? The Power of Community. Part 3.
So, Mark, we've played games, we've built memory palaces, we've role-played with Officer Sirius. How's your brain feeling?
Honestly, like a circus. Fireworks in my living room. Lincoln barging into my bathroom. Skyscrapers in Philadelphia. But I remember everything.
That's the beauty of it. The wilder the circus, the stronger the memory. But let's add one last layer. The memory web.
A web, like a spider.
Exactly. Spiders weave connections, and so should we. Facts and dates don't exist alone. They're all tied together. If you remember one, it helps you remember the others.
Okay, I'm listening.
Let's take an example. July 4th, 1776, the Declaration of Independence. That connects to the idea of freedom, which later connects to Abraham Lincoln in 1863, freeing enslaved people with the Emancipation Proclamation. That connects forward to Martin Luther King, Jr. in the 1960s, fighting for civil rights.
So it's like a chain reaction?
Yes, but not just a chain. It's a whole web. Each event reinforces the other. When you think of freedom, you can bounce across the web. 1776, 1863, 1963.
Oh, I like that. And I could even add 2001. When America showed resilience after the September 11th attacks, different kind of freedom, but still connected.
Brilliant. And that's the point. You create your own web of connections. The stronger the web, the harder it is to forget.
It's like turning history into Velcro. Everything sticks to everything else.
Perfect metaphor. Want to try weaving a quick web?
Sure.
Okay, start with the Constitution, 1787. What's connected?
The Bill of Rights, 1791, like its little sibling.
Good. And what does the Bill of Rights connect to?
Freedom of speech, religion, press. Oh wait, that's also connected to the First Amendment.
Yes, and freedom of speech connects forward to the civil rights movement, people protesting, marching, speaking out.
Which connects to Martin Luther King, Jr., who connects to Abraham Lincoln, who connects back to the Civil War and emancipation. Wow, it's like a giant circle.
Exactly. Once you see the circle, you stop fearing memorization because you're not memorizing random dots, you're drawing a map.
That feels way easier than trying to force each number into my head.
And that's the secret. When you go into the test, you don't just have isolated answers. You have a web of stories, and you can grab any thread you need.
I think I just felt my brain click.
That's the sound of confidence.
Okay, Anne, I have to admit something. At first, I thought this test was just a giant list of trivia, like Jeopardy, but scarier.
A lot of people feel that way, but you've learned it's not trivia, it's the storybook of America.
Right. Every date, every fact, it's a chapter.
Exactly. Think of the test like sitting down with a book. Chapter 1, Independence. Chapter 2, Constitution. Chapter 3, Struggles for Freedom. Chapter 4, America in the World Wars.
And the final chapters are about today: democracy, rights, responsibilities.
Beautiful. And when you think of it as a storybook, memorization changes. You don't just learn numbers, you learn plot points.
Like July 4th, 1776, isn't just a date, it's the climax of Chapter 1.
Yes, and December 7th, 1941, Pearl Harbor. That's the shocking twist in the middle of the book.
And September 11th, 2001. That's the chapter I actually lived through.
Exactly. And because you lived through it, you already know the story. That's another key. Some answers are already in your memory from experience.
True. I don't need a memory trick for 2001. I'll never forget that day.
And that shows you how emotion makes memory permanent, which is why we wrapped other dates in emotion. Fireworks, skyscrapers, Lincoln with a toothbrush.
That's brilliant. It's like giving old stories new emotions.
Yes, and the final piece is reflection. When you look at all these facts, don't just ask, what's the answer? Ask, what does this mean for me as a new citizen?
So, like, 1787 isn't just when the Constitution was written, it's the blueprint I'm choosing to live under now.
Exactly. 1776 isn't just a date. It's the moment America declared its right to exist. And now, by becoming a citizen, you're saying, I'm part of that ongoing story.
Wow, that actually makes me proud.
Good. Because the test isn't just about passing, it's about belonging.
And suddenly, memorizing doesn't feel like a chore. It feels like getting to know my new family history.
That's the most beautiful way to put it. So, Mark, we've gone from sticky notes on your fridge to building entire memory palaces, from dreading trivia to weaving a storybook. How do you feel now?
Honestly, like I've gone on a road trip through American history, and now I have snapshots in my brain instead of random numbers.
That's the transformation. You don't just know the answers, you feel them.
And I kind of love that, because at first I was just trying to pass. Now I actually care about the answers.
That's the spirit of citizenship. The test is the doorway, but beyond it is participation, responsibility, and pride.
You've convinced me. I'm not just cramming facts. I'm preparing to join a story bigger than myself.
Beautifully said. And that's what I want every student to feel. Because memorization isn't about stuffing your brain, it's about unlocking the meaning behind the facts.
Can I tell you the 3 big lessons I'm taking away?
Please do.
First, turn facts into vivid images: fireworks, skyscrapers, toothbrush Lincolns. Second, link everything into patterns and webs, families of history, and third, see the test as a story, not trivia.
Perfect summary. And with those 3 tools, you'll not only pass, you'll enjoy the journey.
Anne, I feel ready, not just for the test, but for citizenship itself.
That makes me happier than you know, because in the end, this process isn't about dates. It's about people like you joining the American story.
Thank you for guiding me through it.
My pleasure. And to everyone studying out there, remember, every date is a spark, every answer a thread in the web of America. Learn them, feel them, and carry them with pride. Because citizenship isn't just a test, it's a celebration of belonging.
Well said, Anne. And for once, I can't wait to take a test.
Then my work here is done.